going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're actually going to be covering a game that I really like, and I wanted to try to do one of these news videos because I've really been digging Apex Legends. And if you did not know, today is the 4th of February 2020, and Season 4 just got released. But Season 4 does a whole bunch of new stuff. We'll cover all of that in the video. But before we even get into it, let's just start talking about it. So I brought it up here on my thing, and I figured we could just read it. So their main goal is on the design side is to let players make new decisions. As you know, like the current meta of the game was to long shots, and it wasn't very close range fights with Season 3. Since there was so much open space between all the buildings and everything down here. So maybe that means they're making a closer combat or something like that, but make new decisions. Meaning that, what does that mean? We don't know. We can only speculate right now, since I have not played it, since probably some of you guys have already played it when watching this video. By the end of the season, you probably had your favorite spots to land. You might prefer to rotate out of your drop location in a certain direction, which it turns out makes a lot of games feel similar as the season progresses. Our goal as designers is to offer new ways for you to approach the game, and in this case, the map, so that each drop rotation and gunfight feels as fresh as possible. Here we are doing things for Season 4 to hopefully help achieve that. So as you see, this was Fuel Depot, and this was Epicenter, and then Capital City was over here. So those are the main focal points of the old map. Now if we just slide this bar over, it will release it. So it looks like Fuel Depot stays the same. Not really too much has changed with that. Nothing really has changed with that at all. Other than the aesthetics, the background and stuff. It's not as snowy. But the big focal point changed. This is Hammond's robotic planet harvester, and that is the new focal point of the map. And as you can see, we come over here, and even the city has changed with a lot less on the epicenter. I mean, there's still ice on it, but there's still a lot less ice on it. So as you drop into Ward's Edge, you immediately see the planet harvester, which is Hammond Robotics, are using to gather precious metals from the core of the planet for reasons unknown. The red beam that can be seen from the entire island gives players a better sense of directionality and understanding the center of the map. Anyone who played Season 3 of Ward's Edge knows that Fuel Depot can be scary, especially in late game, because this is the POI is on the center of the map, and it gives players more opportunity to experience new content more often. With this large multi-planet harvester, it is unlike anything on Ward Edge that brings exciting new gameplay options to the game. Fights are largely self-contained, as the squads will tend to enter the fight in long hallways that will lead to the center of the structure. This should make third parties a little more predictable and hopefully easier to defend against. So kind of my idea behind this whole thing is that people really hated third parties coming in and causing a choke point and choking you or sandwiching you. So I feel like this is their way of trying to get it to not be so choke pointy. But I mean, there's always going to be third parties, whether you could get sandwiched in the middle of the hallway. I mean, I haven't played it yet, but I mean, there's always going to be choke points. So it's just something with the game. You have to make the right decisions. Considering the unstable volcanic nature of Ward Edge, it's no surprise that the Planet Harvester has caused giant lava-filled faults to rupture, splitting Capital City in two. So if we look at Capital City, the main focal point, which up on this map, Capital City is right here, and then it changes to right here. This is what it looked like last season. And last season it was really open, and the rotation was pretty cool because you could land at train station and then walk all the way around on the outside and hit the big frost tower over here, or even possibly go around and then just head around the whole city. There were many different possibilities last season to go through, just an absolute plethora of them. But as that says, it looks like this map has changed. So it looks like the mountains in the back are all the same. For the most part, that building is the same. That building's still the same. So that planet is gone. That building is gone now. And it looks like it has fallen over into this building right here, where the giant lava fracture is. So this would be an interesting dynamic because it looks like it could be like two teams controlling and either sniping or whatnot. And it looks like there's only like one choke point along the whole way to cross over right here. And I think that's a zip line, so maybe two. I mean, three if you count the bridge, but I mean, the bridge is the train track all the way in the back, so yeah. So Capital City was the biggest POI in Season 3, getting the most action right out of the ship. By sending a fissure straight through Capital City and creating some dead space in between, swallowing up construction buildings as well, we essentially split the area into two separate zones to land and loot. Fragment East and Fragment West. The large fissure can be crossed in two locations by zipline or fallen skyscraper bridge, which I was correct about. This allows teams breathing room to control one side of the drop or another, reducing the risk of running into third parties from the other side of the city. Is the construction site too hot for you? Land into Fragment East and use Watson or Caustic to control choke points for extra security. Or of course, Pathfinder and Octane can both use their ultimates and get their teams across at any location. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I never thought of Octane as launch padding, but I guess that makes sense. The updraft. The original design of the new fissure had players drop to their death if they were misfortunate of missing a jump. We wanted this gap to matter for the players to fight for control across the bridge. The only way across this certain legend shines. Pathfinder or Octane for crossing, Caustic / Watson for defending and creating some intense firefights when the ring is approaching. The problem was a fatal fall to be too punishing. The last thing we wanted was players avoiding new map changes because they had an unfair experience. Now, if you jump into the fissure that cuts Capital City, you will slowly be carried up by heat, pressurized air that allows you to coast across the land to the other side. This is balanced by two things. First, you take 25 damage for the intense heat and embers floating. This is a consistent amount of damage every time you drop back down. Secondly, you travel very slowly. In third person, where moving in the updraft, you are essentially floating loot pinata for any nearby enemies. Competitive integrity has always been a big factor when designing new features, and our main concern with this feature is allowing players to escape fights by sliding into the fissure and sailing away. We are think damage and slow rising players respect the gap of firefight, where in the calmer moments allowing players to have fun and experiment with this new space without the risk of inherent death. So this is one place that I'd always loot, but it looks like it's changed. Oh, so now it has a big old crane and a new building. I mean, there's still some vehicles, but it's not like that. It's more of the bigger vehicles. So that's a pretty cool place. More of like a transport line. Survey Camp. This is a small new POI in the snowy fields between Epicenter and Skyhook. This is also camp to relative pressure locations like Capital City, Refinery, and Epicenter. It also creates some potential new rotations like moving through Train Chunner to get the Skyhook right there. Because this is a small PI, we wanted to give it a little more draw. For this reason, we created weapon racks. Woohoo! Weapon racks. These are guaranteed weapons placed on racks in several small buildings. You'll recognize them from training or firing range. His should give all players who prioritize a good weapon over a premier drop location a new decision to make. So it looks like the triple take, the flat line, and it's a new sniper that I don't know the name of yet, but I have watched the release trailer. We're always excited to try flipping Battle Royale rules on their head and looking forward to seeing this new feature influence drop. With these new updates as well as new takeover coming in Season 4, we hope you're excited to play Ward's Edge as we are. So I'm not going to cover the game or the new gun, I don't think, in this. I just wanted to cover the actual map update. And then I wanted to go to and then I wanted to cover this. So if you guys have not watched any of this, I don't think I'm actually liable with it being EA to watch it, But Revenant, he is a synthetic nightmare. If you have not watched his story and you're huge into Apex Legends, go over there, watch it on their forum, on their website. I will link their Twitter right over there in the video and in the description if you guys want to watch it. Real name unknown, age unknown, homeward solstice, tactical ability silent, passive ability stalker, and ultimate ability is death totem. So, silence, throw a device that deals damage and disables enemies' abilities for 10 seconds. That thing is huge, dude. Stalker, you can crouch walk faster and climb higher than other legends. Damn, dude, passive ability. And then Death Totem, drop a Death Totem that protects those who use it from death for a set amount of time. Instead of being killed or downed, users will return to the totem. Okay, that is, like, really interesting, because that, like, changes the whole meta from being, like, knocked down from, like, almost like shoot fights to if he saves his passive ability for right at the end, your team could technically all get knocked down and transfer back to the totem, by the way it sounds. So here is the legend review, and I'm not going to actually watch it, but yes, I think you guys should look it up if you guys are interested. And here is a picture of him, what he will look like in game. So anyway, guys, I hope you did like this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. It would really help me grow. We hit 8,000 subscribers like last night when I'm from recording this on the 3rd. So thank you guys so much for all the recent support. Minecraft has been popping off. I want to see if you guys enjoy Apex as much, because I've really been enjoying it. I still love Rocket League, just content's a little bit dry, based with the server issues and stuff, but that's for a different video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section below. And peace, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day.